Hello, I'm Kads, and welcome to today's video. So, despite the portal being alight with the lovely red hue, we are not pulling primal shards because it is a fake 2x. There is no 2x on the mythicals, but there is a 2x on the epics and legendaries. So, we are ignoring that, and we're focusing on the fusion, summoning rush, and the progressive chance events that is accompanying that. So, that is our purpose for pulling today during this summon rush, and I guess it's also a bonus that ancient shards are worth double points. But that is also irrelevant for what we're doing today. We are merely going out to 3,000 points, which is the milestone in the summon rush to secure the rare for the fusion, which I am partaking in. But along the way, it's nice that we get some decent amount of energy as well as some gems. The upper milestone, if people wanted to skip things and get one of the epics and skip a bunch of events, you'd have to go all the way out to 5,400, which is 11 sacreds, which is fairly steep. And I don't think most people are going to do that because majority of people, from my understanding, are skipping the fusion anyway. So I don't think that's really much of a concern. So for our purposes, we are going out to 3,000, aka 6 sacred shards. Popping over to the portal, we can take a look at the overall shard count on the account. 746 on the ancients, 263 on the voids, 42 on the primals, and 62 on the sacreds, which of course we'll be dipping into today. There is also the progressive chance event that I mentioned going on today, and these are my selections. I would like to get Quilcha. I think that is the proper Irish pronunciation of his name, but he's like the anti-Armand's champion who's like literally a direct counter to Armand, so I'd be keen to use him. And for the epic, I just picked the one that I actually don't have a copy of at the moment because I used her for her fusion when she initially came out, and I also used the second copy I got for the Mikage fusion, so I don't have a spare copy right now. When it comes to Mercy, unfortunately for me, my read was incorrect, and so we did not have a sacred pogo prior to this event, so we are sitting pretty deep into Mercy, 4 sacreds into Mercy, then we have to pull 6, which means the maximum we could hit is 10 sacreds deep into Mercy, which is most certainly possible, albeit fairly unlikely, but we'll kind of see how it goes. And then if we do happen to get a legendary along the way, wouldn't mind getting one of my top 3, that being a Valkyrie, Poison Exploder, or a Molly Tankard. But of course, if we happen to get lucky with the 5% chance to hit the 10x, then I also wouldn't mind getting Quilcha, the Sun Arrow, something, Ash Arrow, I forget exactly, but nonetheless, we are also going to get some epics along the way, so any and all duplicate epics for empowerment will be useful. So without further ado, let's get into the pulls. We've got some space, we've got a decent amount of cash, and hopefully we get some actually bad luck? I don't know. I would kind of prefer to hit the pogo instead of getting a random one-off legendary, but that will not be the case, and we are indeed hitting Mercy and getting a legendary right out of the gate, which is a duplicate Fushan. So we'll take that. Faction Guardian for the Lizardmen, known for the potential to hit up to 4 times, I believe, on the A1, 25% chance to place the extra hit. The AoE stun, which is basically still the Drake's ability, and then the fairly underwhelming A3, which is a 4-time hitter at random with a chance to place decreased defense. This should honestly just be an AoE attack, and then it would kind of be nice to have another AoE decreased defense champion for the Lizardmen faction. So effectively what that does mean is that if there happens to be a sacred pogo in the near future, we cannot take advantage of it, and that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So let's keep it going here. We have 5 more sacreds to pull. I was really hoping that the sacred pogo would have happened before this particular event, but that was not the case. Hellgazer, everyone's favorite demon spawn to murder in the campaign. Stage 12-3 on Brutal, not very good as a champion. Neldor, Rhineblade, really good for hard mode Fire Knight if you're pushing that. He has a triple hitter on the A1 with a chance to freeze, and he's also well known for his passive where if anyone else places a freeze on the team, he has the chance to attack with his default skill, which can place more freezes. Pretty strong ability or synergy between those two. He also has a quad hitter, which can help to initially break the shield on the first instance, and then he has AoE decrease speed, which is good for slowing down the boss and being able to maintain the freezes and thus keeping the shield down. 3 sacreds to go. Let's see if we can rack up some more. That will be an empowerment level 4, my Neldor. Allure, pretty nice. One of the best single target turn meter controllers in the entire game. Well known for the A1, provided that she crits, she can reduce a target's turn meter by 75%, which is pretty substantial. typically people turn off her other abilities, unfortunately. And you don't really need her to be booked because most of her books are damage outside of the A1. Torture Helm, not much to say about him, but he is known for the annoying passive where he revives himself, the bane of everyone's existence when it comes to faction wars and PvE content, because he just wastes all of our time. And the last sacred here, number 6, here we go. What's it gonna be? Another epic. So 5 more epics into Mercy. Mercy has been reset, and we ended off with a Broodlord, who I do use for my Iron Twins team, so this will also be a level of empowerment, but he's also pretty strong in the Cursed City, fairly strong, with a 50% chance to place a stun on an AoE, which is fairly good for an epic champion, at least, but also it increases it to, I guess, 85% chance if they're under decreased speed. So if you have some synergy with some other champion who places decreased speed, and then you throw out this ability, you have a pretty solid chance to stun on an AoE. In terms of how I use him for the Iron Twins, it is because of his passive here that whenever he's attacked, he has the chance to place decreased speed, and then whenever allies under ally protection are attacked, it also has the chance. So I pair him with a J-Reg, an epic champion who places, of course, ally protection, and thus every time the Iron Twins hits our team, more often than not, he places decreased speed on himself, and that is my budget form of having a Lord Champfort on my team. So there you have it, short, sweet, and to the point. Let us double check our progress in the Summon Rush to make sure that we are all the way out at 3,000, and we are. And yeah, I wanted to get this done earlier rather than later, or sooner rather than later, because I do want to spend the champion training tournament going on right now, also leveling up as many of the fusion champions as I can, just to kind of double dip in terms of efficiency. And then we might as well head over to the Guardian Ring and fill out the new champion in the Faction Guardian slots, which is Fushan. Actually, let's move these around. I like these to be in order of champions I actually use. So there we go. We have a bunch of Vargals as well, but we'll take that. That is extra 30 accuracy and resistance for the likes of Nekmothar, for my Fushan himself, who is really just a Faction Wars champion. But who else is that going to benefit? Pythion, extra resistance, that's good. Extra accuracy for Ramontu, that's pretty massive. So yeah, not too bad. Pretty happy with that overall. So there you have it. That's going to be my shard pulls for the Summon Rush for Gretel Hagbane. Another fairly skippable fusion according to the masses. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys were pulling shards this weekend. I know there are a lot of events coinciding with one another. You know, technically you can get double chances on epics and legendaries from primals, although it's not advisable. You could still do it if you want just the double chances for those things. I'd rather wait for a true 2x on primals where you also have the mythicals included. And of course, there's also the progressive chance event. As always, if you did enjoy the video, then be sure to hit that like button down below. It really does help out the channel, and feel free to hit the subscribe button down below for more content just like this one in the future. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.